of having our agenda item number 4 as opening prayer. So, Brother Usama Sebufu, our Secretary for Religious Affairs, can you take us through agenda item number 4, opening prayer? Oh, that's... Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Ameen. 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 I will thank our brother Usama Semufu for that noble prayer. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts it and rewards us on the same. My brothers and sisters, we are going to agenda item number 4, which is the welcome address from the Secretary General. The person speaking or before you is Kaketo Mahmoud, the Honorable Secretary General of the Noble Association of the Uganda Muslim Lawyers. And we agreed as executive that my speech might be fused with the speech of with the remarks of our President and CEO. And we agreed that the same is going to be limited such that they can give much more input in their speech. I'm going to talk about my docket as the Secretary of the Uganda Muslim Lawyers. Allow me to let you know that as Muslim lawyers, we have de facto and de members. The de facto members, we have up to 945. We have 5 broadcast groups, each having about 4 of them having 250 members, and the 5th one has only 30 members. That takes us to around 1,000 something. But however, out of that 1,030, we have 70 university students who are 40 and 30 adult students. But they opted to be members of the association by virtue of our constitution. Upon payment of their subscription and pay and registration, they become members of the association with limited to what they can do. And the Muslim lawyers who are lawyers and advocates, we are 910. However, and all those subscribe to our WhatsApp group and Telegram channel. And the registered members, those areas, are 300 as at 3 p.m. 1st October 2024. We are 315. All those who have ever subscribed to the association are 315. Only that, as we put now, I've been notified
Yeah, but Brother Kaketo, your mic is muted on the Zoom. Your microphone is muted on the Zoom. If you can open it, if you can hear us, or anyone in the room can tell Brother Kaketo that we can't hear them because their Zoom microphone is muted. I think someone to if anyone knows anyone at the venue, can give them a phone call to let Kaketo know that we can't hear him, his speech, or someone else to assist, or someone can ring Brother Siraj Katanta. Brother Kaketo, you are muted again.
In the agenda, and then invite council followed by Secretary Muhammad prayer.
This is Zoom.
Team members were attending and 15 physically. Case that the members that take out of the members who are free, paid. We communicated that we have 270 members, and by the meeting, over 49 had fully subscribed, as such by part of the Constitution, which provided for a third of the membership as quorum enough. Further, the meeting requested members to move the motion that carried the meeting. Council Muhammad Ali Kajubi moved the motion, and it was seconded by Council Shafi Sada and However Shifu Batanura Rashida. Minute 4 was the welcome address. The Secretary welcomed all the members and thanked those who managed to make it to the venue and those attending virtually. He communicated that there were registered apologies for those who did not attend. He thanked the executive members who managed to have the AGM possible. That Article 8 of the Constitution talks about the AGM and the attendance had by minute number 4 clocked 40 in number. Therefore, it was in order to proceed. Our item 5 was approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, that was 2022. The Secretary General informed members that in the previous AGM held 2022 at Fairway Hotel, members attended physically and virtually. He states that they were able to deliberate on many issues and that although he did not share minutes, the President was going to tap that item in his remarks. Minute 6 were the President's report. The President Council and Kampapa encouraged members to always endeavor to attend the AGM because it is the only forum where members have authority to bear about their issues and decide on leadership rather than on social media, because AGM involves hosts, not show off. The President enlightened members that the main aim or objective is accountability and approving the previous minutes. We apologize to the members for the fact that the minutes were lost, or stated that to his recollection, the members had discussed among others subscribing to the association by paying subscription fees, the UMLAS strategic plan, accountability, and the UMLAS. The President went ahead and talked about the opportunities and challenges. Briefly, he communicated the members that as the executive, they have had opportunities and challenges. He stated that as leaders, they are focused and they have managed to build partnership with relevant authorities in the judiciary. By then, we had 15% of Muslim appointments. He shared with the members' experiences where the executive recommended UMLAS members, but some fellows in its right back that candidates are not of their own. Before the whole member participate from both tables, engagements with the Equal Opportunities Commission, and that it was able to get certificates of non-government organizations. It also informed members that the certification for active chamber, but held on the program. The one we had has a degree qualification in the association required in the program. The President thanks the members to support fellow members, because they are new ones. For the third member, consider it the institution. About the engagement, the President stated that the executive have stayed in their lane that we have not involved ourselves in quarrels. Item 7 was about a support report was shared. The SOT copy and item 9 was a treasurer's report was also shared. Item 11 was the strategic plan. Questions, clarifications from the members. We had discussion by members. The first member was Council Shafi, was the President LDC, but then for the third members involved in sports at Lugovo. Further, there should be brand organization. It stated that the association is not in that road, but just want to know about it recently. Going to go that all these elections and the city of him. You recommended that the association should have agents in the universities and institutions. About the UMLAS High School, it advised that to realize a dream, we must have a plan. That's how we can realize the 10 million, we can realize 5 million within 3 years. He also recommended that we should look for the means of raising the money to funders and donors. The second discussion was Council Secretary Ahmed. In fact, the executive of organizing the AGM, he stated that as UMLAS, we should have a clear policy of address the issue concerning Muslim issues. And the he stated that the Muslims in Uganda are not united. He said that like UMLAS, we are only looking at one Kampala. He then advised that we should not be the Muslim lawyers. Leaders, he added that we should have knowledge on certain issues, but they are exposed to international society and without but they are examples that principles is our uniqueness. Raise the concern over some members who have not attended. Also had to cancel a stop. It's had a key for its participation in the institutional review of the Guidance Stream Council. Told members that the people down the villages and not aware of their rights. Therefore, recommended that such recommendation to be exercised on the Constitution. On the Constitution, that's the adoption of the Guidance Stream Council. Council hired the youth to raise the issue of 20 points when attending UMLAS meetings. The council aids are Kachakama, treasurer, ULS, the employed members to run for constitution elections of the Ghana society. Before the board members to plan and start finance budget, she also encouraged members to reach for Islamic banking. We get 10, but about appointment of the auditors. Council of the motion that the books of Papa was seconded by the President Emeritus of Federal Council. Council of moved the motion to be and it was seconded by Council Moses like that. Closing remarks by the Deputy Secretary General, Council of Secretary. In fact, the members who attending large numbers for activities and for the support they state the executive committee have put upon. She remarked that without the members' support, the executive support staff, she finally left the closing prayer and the meeting was actually President Kilimanjaro and the President. Those were the minutes we had. The meeting that the annual meeting held. Saturday, 15th November 2023.
We thank our VC. Sorry, we thank our, because I've seen Vice President around. We thank our Vice Secretary General for the noble work she has done. And right now, we either have to approve the minutes, we have them signed off, or for those who are in the other AGM. I've had Senkumba, Penisto, I've had names. It's others like man. Is it what was discussed then? Such that we approve and have them signed off. Rapporteur, where are you?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Question, you correct my name. Kayanja Yunus, not Yusuf.
How about the coaches?
The queries are okay.
Can we now approve the minutes and we are going to sign them off? Let's go to another agenda item. Allow me before we go to our another agenda item, we've got the presence of our Vice President, Uganda Society, also Asimo. Asimo Anthony, our VP. We are just being told in today, and almost most of these members voted for you. And in particular, We have our brother Huzaifa, who was moving head by head, who was actually all the votes. Another agenda item is a report from the president, but part of his report, he told me to go through it such that he waves it in his speech. The president tells me to let you know, members, that in this year alone, our own have lost their relatives. And we have in our records 30 members who have lost their fathers and mothers and children. And in particular, we have lost 7 of our own members in this year alone, between January and September 2024. Among them, we have our fellow council, Sister Bahia Kanyole. Then we have Waisa Ramadan. We have Mahadi Gumisiri Zakizito. We have Nansamba Leila. We have Brother Muhammad Bule Kasasa, who was around 85 years. And lastly, we lost our brother, Madrika Mukasa Katikajira. He graduated with his bachelor's degree in law in 1967. He was one of the first lawyers in Uganda, not even Muslim, but lawyers in Uganda. So we lost all those members. Yeah, awesome. And we ask our brother, Sheikh Kasim Chigongo, to lead us in sending a prayer to them, extending a prayer to them. As I pass over the mic to our president for his remarks, lastly, he told me as part of his speech to request you all members to get rid of the last minute syndrome as Muslims, because Muslims are inseparable with time. If we call the AGM for 2 o'clock, let us be there. Other than coming 30 minutes or 40 minutes late. So that is it.
Thank you, Brother Pedro. Our distinguished guest, Vice President of Uganda Law Society, the honorable members of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, my brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allow me to begin by praising the Almighty Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, for giving us this opportunity to gather here today, to be able to attend to the issues of our association, united in purpose, reflect on the journey that we've walked, assess our achievements, and also plan and chart a way forward for the future of this young association. I welcome you to this annual general meeting, and your presence is a clear testament that you are committed to this association, and I'm deeply honored to address you once again. As the past year, I'm proud on behalf of your executive to report on a number of milestones that we've achieved together with your support. UMLAS has continued to grow, not just in numbers, but also in influence and impact. We have remained steadfast in our mission to promote justice, uphold the rights of Muslims in Uganda, and support our membership, both professionally and personally, in the context of our means. So let's take a moment and reflect at that journey. We all remember where we come from. But I was Secretary General told you some of the lawyers that we've lost. Some of them graduated way back in 1960s, and they were Muslims. But throughout that journey, that the Muslim community and the lawyers were not organized. So we are thankful to the vision bearers who started Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. I am still sitting Kavega Musa. Is he still around?
He is.
And I see him, please stand up and say something.
Yeah.
He's outside. Kavega Musa, Justice Sekana, and their contemporaries. Fatuma Kaposa, and others. I can't read the members here. But when they started, they didn't do, because the numbers were still very low. Their organization was limited, but the idea and the seed had been planted. One of them were a UMLAS AGM with our late brother, the former president. May Allah be pleased with his deeds and grant him Jannat Firdaus. We asked ourselves, why don't we re-energize Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association? Why? At that time, we would go to Uganda, lots of engagement, and you even struggle to decide whether you should eat it or not. Their menu, or everywhere there would be food, alcohol. So if you feel uncomfortable, you fully participate in the affairs of a professional body, because your personal rights are actually being abused by your presence. So we are going to invite Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association as a forum for us to assert those rights. We thank Allah that we managed to do that, and we elected the president, replaced Justice Sekana, who handed over the office, and we started the journey until when we lost our brother during COVID. That's how then I came in, just to deal with the challenges of the transition that was happening. Now, through the years, particularly last year, we have made significant strides in advocating for the rights of Muslims, particularly the areas of executive intersect, how executive intersect with Ugandan framework, our efforts of pushing reforms, the family law, the and personal status issues have met with positive reception. While we still have a long way to go, the groundwork we have laid is strong. We will continue to pursue justice in these areas with vigor and determination. We have been tracking the current courts, bills, and various engagement with the Attorney General and the leadership of Parliament. That is 1 month ago. I was assured that the bill will be on the legislative calendar of Parliament, the current legislative calendar, and we're hopeful that it should come out. Why is it necessary as we pursue our agenda with formulas? We know current courts are existing informally. Many of you, some of you, personally, I'm sure you have attended, you represented, you supported some of these current courts, whether we're talking at Kibuli or Kampala or Nakasero. They are there. But you see, as long as they are informed, the process of ensuring that they actually deliver justice cannot be undertaken. You all know, we have our faith, and there is an assumption that when you are a religious leader, you act in accordance with the principles of our faith. But we also know as lawyers that many of our religious leaders, sometimes when they are presiding over these matters, they leave a lot to be desired. So that's why we need to streamline them, to have professionalize them, and make them as part of our judicial system. That is the purpose of that bill. So as we come in new leadership that we are going to report in, please, the focus should be to realize that bill. It will open up opportunity for the younger lawyers, for the Muslim lawyers, but it will also ensure that we are able to deliver justice, family justice, and social justice for our community. The Secretary talked about the UMLAS, the legal aid. Unfortunately, they will not be able to get the certificate, the legal aid certificate, for the simple reason that after we submitted everything, the law council has been very slow. I think from 2020 to 2023, we don't know what is happening in the law council, but the speed at which they approve legal aid clinics and UMLAS, this is Vice President, you are here. I think we need to engage in this law council. Has gone down. And you've seen, instead of increasing the number of legal aid clinics, we are actually shrinking the space. The law council is closing more legal aid clinics. We don't know the intention, whether it is to subvert access to justice by the indigent or some other purpose. But now that you are here, I think you can join the hands to ensure that that agenda of providing legal service to our indigent community is not frustrated by the bureaucratic process at the law council. UMLAS, Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, complied with everything, but for the last 9 months, we have no response from the law council. You check, you go there, CEO has been there, we've been the Secretary General, everyone has tried, but you can't get a legitimate answer why our legal aid clinic is not approved. We have had professional engagements and mentorship programs, professional engagements with Uganda Law Society. I think you've seen, those of you who attend Uganda Law Society activities, that for the first time, the interest of Uganda Muslim lawyers is provided for in the preparation and in all arrangements of Uganda Law Society. Those of you who attended last AGM, you must have seen even the cocktail that they prepared for you, a special corner where you didn't see anyone serving there, alcohol. You were served. So that is, I think we need to thank the Uganda Law Society for that. But that's coming from to engagement. Those of you who attended, you saw the Uganda Law Society, apart from hiring a hall for the meeting, they had to hire a hall for our prayers throughout those 2 days.
and I think we were able to pray. So that is the result of productive and positive engagement. And we must continue along those lines. We continue to engage with the judiciary, with the Judicial Service Commission, the Attorney General, and that's why you see these numbers of our representatives, our members being appointed to these different positions in the judiciary, in the Attorney General, in the DPP, because we engage. No one owes us a free lunch. We must fight for it, but we must know how to fight. If we fight on social media, no appointments are done on the social media platforms. And by the way, the people who are voice don't read those media platforms. They don't. So you must know how to engage. And actually, we face challenges despite our success. First challenges, as the Secretary General talked about at the minutes. Some of our members, some of the challenges are internal to our community. Our community has allowed our divisions, small minor misunderstandings to undermine the strategic interests of our community. Because if I don't agree with Senkumba, my brother Senkumba, on anything, and I stop him from ascending to a position where he would have served the community better, I think I have done a disservice to the Muslim community. So we face those situations, and you've seen these days we've been grappling with the issue of justice Farida. That issue was created internally because people disagree with the judicial officer. If you read the things these people have written to the Judicial Service Commission, if we were to share them on the platform, many of you may even stop believing in these religious leaders. You may stop following them. But as leaders, you must be constrained. You exercise restraint. You say, what does it serve for me to say ABCD? Let me fight and solve the problem. And we are happy that we are reaching towards the end of that challenge. We will solve it through the engagement, but it has not been easy. People don't know what we went through to have these judicial officers appointed. Then you reach somewhere, someone is fighting because he has a misunderstanding of a simple issue. How strategic are we? So those engagements that we've had, both for government entities and private entities, I can see Senior Asuman. He is here. Please say salam to this congregation. Yes, Honorable Asuman. He is the member of the leadership. The vice chair is a member and the vice chairperson of the leadership tribunal. And they are not here because they don't have time, but since the engagement, they have supported us and other private sector actors, which we will read out later, because we've been able to engage. We've had community outreach and public awareness. We've engaged. Many of you who are in the media, you've seen our council, Narukora, who is the public secretary, Shadia, Sekalema Kasim. You must have seen their submissions in different forums because we are trying to engage and educate our masses on matters of law and public interest. And I think I don't know whether these people are here. They can stand up for recognition. Yes. We have engaged, those are members of our legal affairs committee and the publicity. They have done us proud. We've engaged in a social media enterprise. Dr. Sarah Sima will be speaking to our UMLAS education service. I want to thank her and her team. These people are dedicated. Some people are saying, why is it not starting? You see, when you are starting a project that is to be impactful, you must go around it, study, scrutinize, and prepare. You don't just say tomorrow, then you start. A lot of work has been done in the background. I think Dr. Sarah is on program. She will speak to it. But thank you, Dr. Sarah, and your team. You've done us proud. You've given up time, resources. You've injected money to ensure that we progress with this agenda. We did register a new entity owned partly by Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, and partly is going to be owned by you as individuals, called the Uganda Muslim Lawyers Education Services Limited. That company is the one to undertake that project, because UMLAS is a company limited by guarantee. For it to do business, must have another vehicle that actually is business oriented. It will be majorly controlled by UMLAS, but each of you will be given, each of us will be given an opportunity to contribute capital and be a co-owner. We have UMLAS FC. Let me take this opportunity to thank the guarantee members of this association for spearheading the UMLAS sports team. I think we were crowned the champions of UMLAS League. The only female top scorer is here. Can you stand up and say so? I want to thank our team captain, Sekito Moses. I don't know whether he's here. And your team, also our Secretary General, for coordinating our. I'm part of the team of the goalkeeper. Yeah, goalkeeper, but you see, whenever you were in the goal, we lost. So we want to won, you want to announce the goalkeeper. Thank you for your contribution. Now, why am I thanking these people? These people selflessly inject their time and resource. We didn't have a funding vote for our FC, but they mobilized from call this one. I'm hopeful that this year, as we start the league next week, we are going to have a more organized resource mobilization to ensure that we fund our team. Because they are flying our flag high. We are the champions and we want to retain that status. We also participated in the professional corporate league where we were, I think we eliminated at the semi-final. So thank you very much for flying our flag. Now, there are so many things we can talk about, but we don't have the time. But let me talk about the challenge, because what we've done, you've been there, you've been with us. So I don't want to go through them because of time. Let me talk about the challenge. Young lawyers and senior lawyers. Yes, because things like the young lawyers engagement, the senior lawyers engagement, the engagement with the law society and other associations, you've been part of them. The achievements are many. We've been with LDC students, we've been in universities, engaging in new students in the faculties of law. All those are costing money and time for, and members volunteer. School fees for the students. We have students you pay school fees for at LDC. So I don't want to go through them, but let me talk about the challenges. Because we are going into an election. So we need to highlight these challenges as you select or elect our new leaders. They must be leaders ready to address these challenges. Otherwise, people may think that it's a party. In UMLAS, there is no allowance, there is no money, it's just hard work. So as you elect people, select those whom you believe are capable of understanding the toiling that comes with the responsibility of leading UMLAS. Now, when we celebrate, we must also acknowledge the challenges that lie ahead. These challenges range from discrimination, marginalization, and religious misunderstanding, even within the Muslim community. These continue to affect our community and by extension our work as lawyers and Muslim lawyers at that. The legal landscape is evolving, and as Muslim lawyers we must ensure that our voices are heard in every arena. Because if our voices are not heard, we have nobody to speak for us. We must ensure and push for greater inclusion as Muslims in policy making. And how do you make sure that you are included? Your people must be at the table. I have seen some of you come on a social media platform, on Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, you fight the person of Justice Second, you say all those funny things to other judicial officers. I had one who said, I don't care whether it's the Muslim or why? Because you appeared before this judicial officer for a client matter, which is the one off, and you lost it. I have lost a number of cases before Justice Second. We have the remedy. What is that remedy? You appeal. How many cases do we lose before other judicial officers who are non-Muslims? Do we cause there this disciplinary action? Do we have to cause them to be dismissed? The Baganda have a saying, people are planning not to share with you lunch or dinner. Then there you are, standing up saying, I will not eat your food. Who told you you are part of the food eaters? You are just there planning on how to exclude you. So, as Muslims, we must be strategic. Those issues must be at the forefront of the executive, and this cannot be fought in the media or in the social media platform. We need to seek justice for those who are wronged and strive for an equitable legal system that respects all faith and traditions. Moreover, more so, we need to ensure financial sustainability of our association, which remains a critical issue. To empower our association to provide legal aid, advocacy, and professional development, we need to strengthen our resource mobilization effort. This requires collective effort, and we must urge all members to take an active role in ensuring that UMLAS remains a strong, vibrant organization. Again, I normally don't respond to the social media posts. You see those posts, someone saying, no, you see, money. There is no association, there is no organization that can be effective and efficient without resources. Many of the gaps you see in the services that we offer is because we don't have the human capital at the Secretariat. We only have one administrative assistant. We go to the CEO. We thought we would manage to pay the CEO to stay. We could not even afford to sustain a pay of 2 months of the CEO. So he has to stay in his law firm. Now, you see, these things, it's a matter of time. The input and the time, because time is not for you, no productivity.
It's not a combination.
Are you sure? Are you at that point that compare yourself with UMLAS? Why don't you compare yourself with Uganda Christian lawyers? Do you know their budget? Do you know their staff? Contributed 10 and 50. The other people of someone just wake up and say, I have given 5 million. Because most of their members senior, they are running law firms, they are in high places of responsibility. So we will reach there, but we must know, inshallah, how to reach there. Now, as we look to the future, I'm filled with optimism. Our association stands at a pivotal moment as we speak today. The unity we have fostered among Muslim lawyers must now translate into even greater purpose. Let us remain committed to upholding justice, guided by the principles of faith, of our faith, and the values of our profession. Those two principles are important, even as we go on the social media to abuse Senkumba, to abuse Kaka. Ask yourself, is my post in consonance with the principles of the Islamic faith and the professional behavior of a lawyer? If you feel that is okay, post it. If you don't, remember one thing: the digital world does not forget. Whatever you put in the digital space, 80 years later, it will be there. Someone is going to pull it down and you will show it to you. And you regret why on that day you posted it. So be careful. Even when you are knowing, even when you want to make a point, be careful about the values of our faith and the values of our profession. The incoming executive will therefore have to work to enhance our partnerships that we created over time with our legal bodies, government agencies, civil society organizations like UMLAS, the LAPSNet, and others. Together, we can address the pressing issues such as human rights, legal reform, and access to justice. We will also continue to focus on empowering our youth, encouraging more younger Muslims to enter the legal profession and becoming advocates for justice in our society. This partnership, I can tell you, for the last 1 year, Uganda Muslim lawyers, both members of the executive and some of you will reach out to you. The Uganda Law Society, whenever it has been going to do an assignment, an engagement, it has always called on us to send the members representation to abuse the president of Uganda Law Society, the vice president, the executive, because they have done this one thing that you don't like. They said, let me show them. Those engagements cannot happen. We have to take a deliberate and sustained step and effort to expand the opportunities of our members in private legal practice and public service, NGOs and other international agencies. You see, Muslims are new entrants in the legal profession in terms of numbers. That's why many of us, you see here, you say, when you say senior Kabega is among your senior Chini, but the other people have had numbers over the years.
What do I do?
Since legal practice was started in Uganda, some of them started as Queen's Council. We are new arrivals. If we don't consolidate our unity and support each other to grow and to propel each other to better positions, but you feel hard. Who is this Kabega? I must bring him down. Then we will all be down in a few years to come. And our children will ask, what did we do during our time? Your answer, your guess is as good as mine. So, members, your dedication, as I close, is unprecedented because you've contributed in all the causes we've invited you to help. I feel the heart of gratitude to the entire team of CEO. What you should be doing in your docket. It has been your innovation because that is the leadership. That's why we elect several people to lead us. Thank you very much. You've done us proud. There have been so many challenges, but we are where we are. We have not achieved all our goals that we set out to do, but we understand the challenges. I know I have disappointed some of you when I told you that I don't intend to contest for leadership again of UMLAS. Some reached out to me, and you just annoyed. I said, no. Leadership is a service. There are times when you know that this is my time to serve, and there is time when you need to determine that this is time for another person to serve. Right. So when I joined UMLAS, that was my time. Provide the agenda, the purpose of provide. Right. And now some people are still complaining. Can I be protected in Secretary? When I joined the leadership of UMLAS, I remember my purpose was to stabilize the association, give it a corporate look, provide a foundation for us to move forward. And I'm happy in my judgment that we've done that. We have religiously held board meetings. We've held annual general meetings. We developed a culture of our annual dinner, not held in basements, but in well-organized places. That is the corporate outlook. We've set up partnerships with professional bodies. We've set up partnerships with private sector players, like companies, law firms that have been funded. We've been attending most of our activities. I'll ask you.
Okay, some have MOUs.
Some we have MOUs. I'll ask the Secretary General to read those partners that have funded our activities, like the Uganda Insurance Regulatory Authority, like Tropical Bank, Starbucks, Evergreen uniforms, like Kabega,
Uganda Law Society,
Kabega,
Kenya,
Boges and Company Advocates, Uganda Law Society, Senkumba and Company Advocates, and so many others. These people have funded our activities all through. We can expand those partnerships and grow. Why did that happen? Because we are giving an institution a corporate look. We came into office when we were about to be thrown out of the office because we were not paying rent. 9 months arrears of rent. As I will tell you now, we don't have those dates. We don't. And I can tell you all these years I've been in leadership, I have never signed a check of UMLAS. I have never touched even 1 shilling of UMLAS, but things have moved. The VP has been in charge of the bank. Our treasurer is not here. The iron lady, she's coming. Very efficiently taking note of every penny we get and budgeting our expenses. That is the corporate look. So as you take on leadership, as you elect a new leader, we shouldn't be going back to that time when we are being told that for 9 months the landlord is about to throw us out. How can lawyers be like that? All of us, it can't be seen to be happening. So members, it is for that reason that my role was limited to give UMLAS a corporate look. Now that it has that corporate look, let us give it to the leadership that can then lead us into the new world. So for that reason, I decided not to, Dr. Sir, not to continue, but I will continue to be positive in my contribution. We have one of our members, who represents the Law Society to the Law Council. So as I conclude, I want to thank my executive and the committee member, because many of you are committees. the partners and the supporters, you, the members, Uganda Law Society, the Attorney General's Office, and other agencies who have supported us and we fight our place in Uganda. Your dedication, sacrifice, and hard work are what make this association thrive. Together, we are building a leaders of service, justice, and professionalism. One that will inspire future generations of Muslim lawyers in Uganda. As I conclude, allow me to officially introduce these eminent men and women that I've been talking about. Because some of you may be registered for UMLAS membership for the first time. On my left-hand side, I have my Vice President, Francis Salam. Saluda Sede. The Secretary General, the CEO has added is that Kapote. I just wanted to amplify that one. I have the Secretary General, you've seen him, he has been on the stage, Kaketo Mohamud. The Deputy Secretary General is with us, Zakia Wandiri, we call him Adam Chikuyu, the only Muganda Chikuyu in the house, that all in Uganda that I know. We have our Police Secretary, who is always in your face, Princess Salam. The only that I know. Sometimes people confuse the Narcola of the Democratic Party.
Honorable Member of Parliament to be.
The Honorable Member of Parliament to be and the
However, knows.
Guess what? When I talk about it, I received a call one day from someone. Why can you allow Narcola to be your secretary? You know how I want to achieve things. I say, he's a member of Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association, and he was elected by the members. His mandate in UMLAS is different from his mandate in the Democratic Party or in any other party. So please don't confuse these mandates. You've seen him, he has also been representing, acting on our behalf in many of these cases. I have on our treasurer is not around, but she's on her way. And I have on my right a member, ex-member of the board, Dr. Sarah Kusima. He doesn't want me to add the word doctor. I always
because she's pursuing a second doctorate.
I always insist that you must mention it because the Muslim lawyer are doctors. And she's pursuing another. And please convince her to accept to become a bishop because she has refused. I am trying, but I failed. I'm failing. Apply. I have the CEO with us. That's why we know him. He has done us proud.
Kafero ex officio that is abroad.
We have our legacy secretary.
Sebufu. Usaba.
Usaba, you've seen him here. He has gone for burial, but he's coming back. He's here at Kororo Cemetery. So that is we have our administrative assistant. Yes. She's the only employee that we have. Those coming in leadership. We got a second one, but she has been here for longer. CEO, I can't get employee when I'm not paying. You see, it's volunteer cannot be an employee. We're paying. That's what I told the member. We hired him as a CEO to do full-time job. But we could know we did an analysis of our finances. We concluded that we are lying ourselves. We have Kafero, Council Kafero,
Isaac,
who is also ex-member, who is the former president, vice president of UMLAS. Those of you who attended our last dinner, Iftar dinner, I think we were at his chamber. You saw him. He's not with us because he's traveling. So that is the team that we've worked with for all this year. Some of them are eligible for service if you show, if you wish.
And the committee members,
To renew their mandate or to give them a new mandate in the new campus. That's your choice to make. We have committees and committee members that those ones can be introduced later. With those few remarks, I want to end with one thing. In the minutes we said we decided not to, in our last AGM, to participate in the quarrels that exist in our community. But many of you have fought hard to push us into those quarrels. But we've also fought hard and resisted to join that. Because you see, in those quarrels, many of you members, you have sides. Now, when your executive also choose to have a side, what will happen to the association? The only time you've seen us conflicting with any group of Muslim leadership is when our headquarters as Muslim was under threat. That is the only time, and that had nothing to do with the quarrels of political Islam. We were dealing with a specific challenge that required a specific intervention, and we did a lot of consultation from our senior lawyers, judicial officers. It was inevitable for us to take the action we took to create another avenue for those decision makers to know that the fight is long and tough. And we are happy that that process was stopped. I want to thank Senior Kaleka. We know the fights you are in. Some of these members don't know. They think when you go to Supreme Council, you were there to, but there are so many challenges that some of those people are dealing with which you don't know. And they can't come in the public and say, see, AACD. No, because then they are not serving Islam. Most of these religious organizations, I don't know whether VP or Chancellor, are you Catholic or a Protestant? Are you a Chancellor? Have you been a Chancellor? Me, I am close to leaders in these religious organizations. The issues we are facing, they have them. But the lawyers who are the Chancellor, by the way, when you hear Chancellor, these are lawyers. They know how to manage those issues and keep them within, because we don't gain in embarrassing everyone in the social media. There are no solutions in the social media. What you get is pity and anger, but not a solution. That's what I wanted to end with. And those who are coming into leadership, be careful. If we are going to continue, just know where is the territory of UMLAS. How do I navigate through all these issues and keep the society moving? With those few remarks, members, sorry for, because this is my last report to you.
I have consumed a lot of your time, but I want to emphasize now that the
Vice President is here. Vice President and our member of the law council. Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association has a total number of 285
advocates.
And it has
a total number of
992 lawyers and other judicial officers who are not included. These lawyers
need to be transitioned advocates. I told you we are a younger. That tells you that most of our lawyers are finishing their people
enrollment. We are a new association. So as you plan, as you work at it,
just know that you have a partner in pursuing the goal. That is Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. And also know that the association, these members, your members, have special interests that need to be attended to. It will be a to the Uganda society and to this group For us to go back or tomorrow in the activities of ULS, when Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association is not seen, when the Muslim lawyers are not seen, you prepare a function which does not demonstrate that ULS had in mind its members who are Muslims to be attending that function. Other than that, we are ready to work with you to pursue the rule of law, the access to justice, the enforcement of rights, and protect the discriminated, the indigent, and our association as well as our republic. With that, I want members for listening to me. I want to wish you a very fruitful engagement, very nice elections. Please don't abuse anybody because you are standing for an election, because you are campaigning for anybody. There is nothing, it is sacrifice. Treat everyone with respect. We will move together to build this mighty association. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank our dear President for his remarks. On our agenda, we have remarks from the CEO that have been tipped, that is giving 2 to 3 of his minutes for our VP of ULS. And you know, in Islam, we have a belief that in the mathematics of life, the only constant is change. In as much as the speak now, but we're going to have our Vice President, Uganda Society, to give us a word or two, since has other engagements. Mr. Hasima Hamfie.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, everyone. The President, UMLAS, I know it's outgoing, but you're still. Life, and I had colleagues used to call him young man, and I think Malik, but they're the ones that led my campaign team. And I really feel I'm part of the family. Adding on to what the president said, we've just come out of an election, and if you notice, I had him talk of the politics and everything. This election almost divided us. As you've noticed, you've seen some people have formed another, other sections. But I must say that once been elected into office to lead the Uganda Society, it is a start. You cannot do anything beyond what is provided for in the law. And what I can commit right now is that the council is available and committed to work with each and every member of the society. You've heard of the partnerships. There's a partnership with Uganda Muslim Lawyers Association. I can commit that that partnership is there to stay. and we intend to lead on that. While I was seated here, I was looking at the vision and the mission. And when you look at the vision, the mission, it's not any different from what the Uganda Society stands for. I know you've heard us talk about the radical new bar. It's what we are saying. But again, when you talk about the radical new bar, it's still in enforcement of what is supposed to be done, the mandate that is given to the council and to the law society, regardless of the mode of executing that. But it doesn't change that. And what caught my eye was the last part. I say it's a leading Muslim organization promoting inclusive public policies, competent and strong multidisciplinary legal, social and economic interventions for the vulnerable. Now, I also heard the president talk about access to justice. If you've been following, you notice that access to justice is one of the major aspects, the major areas that are being focused on. When you talk about human rights and fighting for the rights of individuals, access to justice is one of the major rights of individuals. And I had the cry about legal aid at the Uganda Law Society. I happen to have had a privilege to serve at the Secretariat, strictly under legal aid and pro bono. And I remember at some point what he's mentioning, I had the chat with, I think, Kasim. I've seen him around. I'm not seeing him. Yeah, Kasim Chigongo, who happens to have been passionate about pro bono and legal aid. And I think that was the first time I heard about UMLAS, because he mentioned something like a partnership with pro bono. And I must say, when I hear about that in this meeting, it's exciting to know that there's a group of people who are intentional about access to justice. And I believe that's where we should be going, because it's the only social responsibility. It's the only program we have where we are giving back to community. We should not only think about ourselves as individuals, because some people are facing injustices, and all of us know that an injustice anywhere is injustice. So that's how we can give back. Now, my pledge is that one, we intend to be an inclusive society. The developments that have been mentioned, we really must and we shall maintain that, because we cannot work alone. I'll give you an example. Today, just yesterday, we hadn't yet even been sworn in. I received a call from, I think, someone from Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity. They had a training, and their request was, we have a training, we are targeting members, but it shouldn't be for only members of Christian Lawyers Fraternity. And I'm sure you must have received emails about that training. And when she reached out, I told this, listen, let's share this, because some members could be interested in these kinds of trainings. I expect to see the same from UMLAS, because I believe much as it is to benefit the Muslim community, there are some things you're doing, certain activities you can have, or trainings or engagements that might benefit a wider, all the members of the Uganda Law Society. We need to leverage the connections we have. And I believe this is a very big connection. I always joke with my friends that I ending because where you find two Muslims, the gap they feel, team or the other people, I don't want to mention, to sound like religious. If the two people can handle what 20 people can do, two Muslims can handle what 20 people can do from another area, because I know you as people who can be intentional, and when you choose to do something. So the way the Secretariat is running, without the funds and all that, that's a discussion we can always have through engagements with the council, probably that is coming on board, because I believe we can work together and develop or leverage on other people's experience and expertise. Now, about partnerships, I also pledge that is going to stay. Through the engagements, you can have continuous engagements. And please do not hesitate to reach out. We are a new council that has come on board. And there are so many new things. We are open to learning. We're open to learning, and we're open to guidance and advice from some of you people who are at least older, who are more experienced, and we are really a teachable, so we're willing to learn. We have an open mind, because you cannot run this alone. Now, we continue opening the doors and having engagements today and partnerships. And I honestly believe that with that kind of partnership and with engagement with the Uganda Society, UMLAS will go ahead to achieve what you intend to achieve in your vision and mission. Thank you very much. I wish you the best.
Is serious. So I'm going to start by making a very light note of it. And the light note is not the biggest mutablik I know in the gathering, that is Goroba Muhammad. He has the widest beard. May he say salam. Then I'll tell you the joke that he cracked. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh. So, Council Kaketo, being the Secretary General, went like, but Goroba, why don't you take interest in UMLAS activities? And being the tabligh that he is, he said, Sheikh, interest are haram. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mukasa Siraje Katantazi. Our president has been very elaborate on the things that UMLAS has done for the last 3 years. He did not mention that in the new constitutional setup, the term is a 3-year term. I want to give testimony about this group. I was not elected, I was appointed. We have a 9-man board of directors. Man includes woman. Yes. We choose a CEO who becomes part of the board. I was given an employment contract. I did not sign it because it was lofty and I knew it would not be implemented. Let me tell you some of the things they promised. A salary of 2.5 per month. I looked at the money and said, really? I am entitled to transport allowance. I'm entitled to inconvenience allowance. I said, these things sound nice, but I know where we are coming from. After trudging, and I'm choosing my dictum very carefully, for about 2 years, I asked last year that, why don't you at least give me an allowance? And they said that one we can afford. Said, we are going to give you an allowance of 500,000 per month. I said, well, I think it can work. We could not sustain it. An allowance. So I want to start by thanking this team and making mention of some of the small sacrifices this team has made. If UMLAS has achieved 10 things, I want you to know that 7 of these things have been personally financed by this team. So as people come on board, not only do you serve by sacrificing your time, but you must also serve by bringing in resources. That is why when I had one of my brothers aspiring for president, I said he's loaded. Maybe that one will help us solve some of these issues. I want to be very, very clear about